At my baby shower, Mom gifted my sister a $32,000 fully paid Europe honeymoon, saying her love story matters more. Then she turned to me. Don't forget mortgage is due Friday, $3,200. I smiled, packed the diaper gifts in silence, and left that night. For months later, 41 missed calls. One labeled Mom urgent. My name is Maya. I'm 30. The older daughter, the one who has it together. I manage budgets at a small nonprofit, grants, invoices, spreadsheets that make my eyes buzz. I live in a 2-bedroom condo with a dishwasher that sounds like a train and a plant I forget to water. I make lists on sticky notes: milk, prenatal vitamins, call insurance, brief. I'm 8 months pregnant with my first child. I've already washed the tiny onesies and folded them into neat stacks like it will charm the future into being kind. My sister Bella is 26 and has always been the sun in our house. She is beautiful in a way that works like a coupon. People offer her discounts on mistakes. She teaches yoga for the vibe and posts videos about green juice. When Bella laughs, rooms lean toward her. When I laugh, someone says, "Oh, Maya, I didn't see you there." Mom raised us mostly alone after Dad left. She's a force. She can make a holiday out of a Tuesday and a guilt trip out of a question. Her favorite sentence is, "Family is everything." Her second favorite is, "We'll figure it out." Translation, Maya will figure it out. My baby shower was at her house. Balloons, onesie decorating station, a cake with tiny gold feet. People I love crowded into the living room with gifts that made me feel like I was standing in a soft avalanche. Mom had a microphone. She loves a microphone. Before we cut cake, she said, eyes shining, "I have a surprise. Everyone owed." Bella put her hand over her heart like she'd been practicing sincerity in a mirror. Mom pulled out a glossy folder for Bella and Lucas. She announced a fully paid Europe honeymoon. $32,000. Rome, Paris, Santorini. Because her love story matters more right now. Clapping whistles. Bella squealed and hugged Mom like a movie. I stood there with a diaper cake in my hands and nodded like my neck was a hinge. I felt my baby kick. I put the diaper cake down so I wouldn't drop it. Mom turned to me. Her voice switched into practical. Don't forget mortgage is due Friday. $3,200. The room blurred for a second. The word mortgage floated like a fishing bobber. She meant her mortgage. The one I had helped with for going on 3 years. The one that had my temporary auto-pay attached, because late fees are cruel. Bella grinned at me over Mom's shoulder. "We'll send you pics from Paris," she said like a kindness. Aunt Lena laughed. "Older sisters are so reliable," she said. "You'll be fine." I smiled. I packed the diaper gifts in silence. I hugged people who smelled like perfume and champagne. I rubbed my belly, said, "Thank you." Took photos, and washed 2 baking sheets because my hands needed to do something that made sense. At 9 o'clock, I loaded the trunk. At 10 o'clock, I texted Mom, "Home safe." She sent a heart and a calendar emoji. At midnight, I lay in my bed and stared at the ceiling fan as if it was counting down with me. At 1, I got up. I opened my laptop. I stared at the bank app. That night, I left. For months later, I had 41 missed calls. One labeled Mom urgent. It didn't start with a baby shower. It started with allowances and what counted as help. When I was 12, I wanted a used bike. Mom said, "You pay half, you'll take care of it." I babysat and rolled coins. When Bella wanted a phone at 12, Mom said, "Girls need to stay safe," and put it on a plan for the girls that somehow used my card for setup and never gave it back. At 16, I worked weekends at a bakery. Flour in my hair, burns on my wrists. Bella worked a month at the mall and quit because standing is trauma for arches. When I brought home an A, Mom said, "Of course." When Bella brought home a C in a subject with glitter, Mom said school doesn't measure your shine. Money was a story, and the moral was this. If Bella needed it, there was a way. If I needed it, there was a lesson. After Dad left, late fees became part of our soundtrack. Red envelopes, gentle voices on the phone turning sharp. At 19, I took over the calls because I learned how to breathe through hold music and say, "Can we waive the penalty this once?" I got good at the word hardship. I signed Mom up for auto pay on my card just until we get ahead. At 24, I got the nonprofit job and a raise that felt like a misprint. I made a budget that had categories like emergency and future. Mom made eyes at the emergency. The roof leak was an emergency. The car with the check engine light was an emergency. Bella's lash certification fee was an emergency because it's an investment. We laughed. I paid. I told myself, this is love with receipts. Mom's mortgage was the big one. The loan reset. The rate went up. The payment jumped just for a few months, she said. I'll pay you back when Bella's wedding is settled. I set the auto pay and told myself it was temporary, like a diet. You mean for a week? $3,200 gone on the first Friday of the month. Mom sent heart emojis. Bella sent, "You're an angel." I screenshotted nothing. I deleted my kindness ledger in my notes app because it made me feel like I was counting swallows. It wasn't just money. It was time. DMV lines, dentist copays, sitting in waiting rooms for Bella's emergency hair appointment because the colorist only takes cash. Carrying chairs at family parties because you have strong arms, honey. When I tried to say no, Mom got watery eyes like a faucet with a trick handle. You think I'm a bad mother, she'd say. I'd pay something to make it stop. I bought my 2-bedroom condo 3 years ago. I cried at closing because the key felt like a permission slip to breathe. The next month, Mom asked if Bella could use my second bedroom temporarily while she and Lucas stabilized. 2 weeks stretched into 6 months. Just until after the engagement party, Mom said, "Don't be difficult." I raised the thermostat to the number I paid for and found it one click lower. I labeled my food and watched it vanish. Bella posted a story from my balcony. City views, baby. No tag for me. When Bella got engaged, Mom treated it like a national holiday. We had a binder with tabs. We had meetings with Shakiri. We had lines like, "We can't be cheap, it's only once, and this is a family production." Family production meant, Maya, get your card. I set a boundary that felt like a fence made of straws. My gift is $2,500. That's what I can do. Mom blinked like I'd said something obscene. Darling, that doesn't even cover photography. Bella laughed. Maya, she said in the tone you'd use for a restless child. Think bigger. I repeated it. 2,500. Slow, like clarity was the problem. Mom pressed her hand to her chest. You know, our house payment is brutal this year. Be a team player. Meaning, keep the auto pay going. Why am I paying your mortgage? I asked, still polite. Mom's face hardened. Because I raised you. Because family is everything. Because your sister needs a start. My baby needs a start, I said, touching my stomach. Bella rolled her eyes. Don't make this about you, she said, flipping her hair into an expensive-looking arrangement. I carried 1,000 little pictures like that. Christmas last year, when I gave Mom a winter coat, and she said, "Can you return it for cash?" Because Bella needed a deposit for her honeymoon someday. The time Mom gave Bella my vacuum. You work too much to vacuum. The day she told me to smile more so I wouldn't scare luck away. Still, I kept paying. Not because I'm a saint, but because stopping felt like pushing a swing and letting go with the kids still in the air. I made a baby list and crossed items off with a satisfaction that felt like crumbs. Folded the stroller into my trunk 3 times just to prove I could. Looked at my savings and pretended it was enough. The baby shower was supposed to be a circle of love with cake. Instead, it turned into a math problem with balloons. Mom's announcement about the $32,000 honeymoon sounded like romance, but it was logistics, proof that money always flows toward the brightest light. Then she turned to me. Don't forget mortgage is due Friday, $3,200. Like I was just a line item on the program. I could have made a speech. I didn't. I smiled. I packed diapers into my trunk. I hugged. I left. It's strange what you can do when no one's watching. I didn't sleep. I lay in the dark, listening to the dishwasher knock like a visitor. My baby shifted once, like checking the locks from the inside. At 10:06 a.m., I sat up, opened my laptop, and lined up 3 tabs. Bank. Email. A document titled 90 days, tab 1, bank. Auto pay for the mortgage draft, canceled. I removed my card from Mom's water, gas, internet. I put them on temporarily. Temporary has a way of setting up furniture. Tab 2, email. I wrote to Mom and CC'd myself. Subject, boundaries plus plan. Next 90 days. Body, I love you. I'm becoming a mother in a month. Effective immediately, I'm no longer paying your mortgage or any other bills. If you need help with budgeting, I can meet twice a month for 1 hour, Thursdays at 6 o'clock. For the next 90 days, contact me by email only. Emergencies, hospital, police, call. I'll answer. I will not discuss Bella's honeymoon. My baby registry is attached that I wrote to Bella. Subject, honeymoon plus money. Body, my gift remains $2,500. Please direct any additional requests to your vendors, not me. Do not use my name, address, or accounts for your wedding or travel. If you'd like help creating a budget, I'll meet twice a month by video for 1 hour. Email only. I wrote to HR to switch my paycheck into a new direct deposit account I'd opened that night at another bank. I wrote to my building manager to reserve the loading dock, not because I was moving yet, but because I wanted the option. I wrote a note to myself. You're allowed to do this. Tab 3. Document. What I will no longer do / what I am willing to do in more auto pays for other adults. No co-signing. No last-minute emergency transfers. No group chats about money. Yes, 2 dinners a month. Budgets if asked respectfully. Emergency rides. I printed it. Paper feels real. Next, I called a property manager I'd bookmarked months ago, the night after Mom called me selfish for asking Bella to buy her own shampoo. I left a voicemail at 1:24 a.m. It felt wrong and also correct. Hi, I own a condo with a spare room I'm taking back. I need a lease drafted for any future occupant. I also need scripts for boundaries. Call me at 9. I sat on the floor and sorted baby gifts from the shower. Not because I had to, but because folding tiny socks was a religion and I needed a prayer. I made piles, for returns I'd never get to, for the hospital bag, for later at 2:07 a.m. Bella texted, "Can you Venmo me $600? We owe the photographer deposit tomorrow and Mom is tapped. I'll pay you back Friday." Friday, the mortgage day, she reminded me of in front of everyone. I put my phone face down on the bed and let the glow fade at 2:44 a.m. Mom texted, "I hope you didn't take that honeymoon moment the wrong way. We want you to have magic too. Did you see the diaper cake?" Also mortgage Friday winking face. I pictured her falling asleep afterward, proud at 3 a.m. I sent both emails. My finger hovered, then pressed, like pushing open a small door at 7:30 a.m. Mom replied, "This is cruel. We are family. You're letting hormones make you mean. Call me." Bella replied, "Haha, boundaries. You're obsessed with rules. Give it a day, we'll talk." I typed, "This isn't about revenge. This is about closure." I didn't send it. Not yet. I kept it in my mouth. 9:02 a.m. The property manager called. Her name was Irene. She had a voice you trust because it isn't trying to sell you anything. "Breathe," she said after I gave her a summary. "We'll clean the paper first. Does your mom live with you?" "No," I said. "She lives in her own place." "Good," Irene said. "We'll take your card off anything not yours, set up a P.O. box, draft a notice if needed. Next time she asks for money, say, 'I've budgeted for my baby.'" I cried. She waited like she'd seen it before at 18 noon. I dropped Mom's key in my mind and shut the door. I walked, ate something green, made a list. Car seat, yes. Mortgage, no. Lunch with myself, yes. That night, I slept. The dishwasher finally sounded like a dishwasher. Next morning, 3 voicemails, long messages from Mom, Bella, Aunt Lena, plus an email from a florist I never hired thanking me for a deposit. I replied, "Unauthorized." Forwarded to fraud. Sent Bella, "Do not use my name or card." She answered, "It's just a hold, relax." I sent the fraud number. Email only.by Friday, my account was still mine. No $3,200 gone. No reminders. No calendar emojis. I stayed with a friend to hear a different dishwasher. Sunday, I came home to Mom's sticky note. "We stopped by, call us." I didn't point. 3 weeks later, Isaiah was born. Dark hair, strong lungs. He fit in my arm like a sentence waiting to be said. For 3 days I kept my phone face down and learned his smell, his weight, how love and pain can live together. 4 months after the shower, while he slept on my chest, my phone lit up. 41 missed calls, urgent from Mom. Emails, call me now. Emergency. This is going too far. A notice from the mortgage servicer. Mom wrote, "I thought you set the auto pay. Why would you risk us?" Bella wrote, "Mom's panicking. Be compassionate." I held Isaiah. The river had turned. I wasn't a bank anymore. I was a dam. I sent the draft I'd kept for months. "I'm not paying your mortgage. Contact your servicer. I can help with budgeting, or give $500 once. Email only for 90 days. Emergencies, call. Love, The storm came fast. Mom, how dare you? You're cruel. What will people say? Aunt Lena, unbelievable. Bella, if the house goes, that's on you. I softened my reply. I hope it doesn't come to that. If you want to help Mom, now is the time, Mom called. I let it ring. Texted, call me. Like a spell. At noon, the servicer called me as the contact. Payment is 30 days late. Would you like to pay today? No, I said. Remove my number. I'm not an owner or payer. Calm as a polite fire. I confirmed, hung up, and emailed Mom. It's your responsibility now. An hour later, another urgent call. I pressed decline. Irene sent me a script for Mom. I sent Mom a script. Call the servicer. Ask for a plan, deferral, hardship. Not glamorous, but doable. She wrote back asking for $1,600 by Friday. I'll pay you back belongs in a museum. I offered $500, sent it, and kept my rules. When more bills came, I sent links, not money. Bella said, you really changed. I said yes.